So in this example program we are going to see how we can print this number pattern where the number starts counting from 5 and in every row the numbers are printed in the decreasing order, and this way it creates this triangular shaped structure. So in this example program we have one class called number pattern, and inside the main method we have one integer variable row. This will hold the number of rows our pattern going to print. I have initialized it with the value 5. Also we can take user input for the row number. And then we have two nested for loop. The outer for loop will run from row to greater than equal 1, and in every iteration the value of control variable I will be decreased by 1. And the nested for loop will run from row to greater than equal I, and in every iteration the value of control variable j will be decreased by 1. And in every iteration of the inner for loop this will print the value of control variable j onto the console. And then we have the println method for the line break, and then the control will go back to the beginning of the outer for loop, and this way this cycle of events will continue to happen unless the outer for loop condition become false. Then the outer for loop will be terminated and the whole program will be terminated. So at the beginning of the program execution the value of I will be 5, so the nested for loop will run one time and it will print the value of j onto the console. And then we have the println method for the line break, and then the control will go back to the beginning of the outer for loop, and this time the value of I will be 4. So the inner for loop will run from 5 to 4, so this will run 2 times and it will print 5 and 4 onto the console. And then we have the println method for the line break, and again the control will go back to the beginning of the outer for loop, and this time the value of I will be 3. So the inner for loop will run from 5 to 3, so the inner for loop will run 3 times, and in every iteration it will decreasingly print the numbers onto the console, and this way it will continue to print the numbers onto the console. And this way whenever the value of I becomes 0, then the outer for loop condition will be false and the outer for loop will be terminated, and then the whole program will be terminated. And this way we can print this decreasing number pattern onto the console. So now I'm gonna save the program and I'm gonna compile and run the program, and you can see the output we have the decreasing number pattern printed onto the console. So this way we can use this nested for loop where in every iteration of the inner for loop it will print the control variable j onto the console, and by doing that we can have this decreasing number pattern printed onto the console. So hope you understand the concept. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.